tears are crabs in my
Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and I am a channel for the Most High White Light Creator Energy. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah. Biblically prophesied Messiah, full circle moment alert. So are you. Why, Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are dimensions and aspects of the oneness of all things, most commonly known as God, or the Most High, or Source, or the universes, the multiverse. We are all dimensions and aspects, unique frequencies, dimensions and aspects of the oneness of all things, a microcosmic emblem of the oneness of all things in and of ourselves, because why? Every microcosm has a macrocosm. We are microcosmic emblems of the oneness of all things. We are in biblically prophesied times where we are awakening to our infinite nature within the dream, within our incarnations as human beings of planet Earth, energies, beings, being human beings of planet Earth. Within Kingdom Things podcast, I publish the energies and messages in which I channel from my Akashic record or the oneness of all things in order to assist us with this rapid evolution of our human consciousness, this rapid activation of our genome that we're currently experiencing as human beings of planet Earth. What is the human being of planet Earth's dharmic purpose? Our dharmic purpose, as I've channeled from the oneness of all things or the Most High White Light Creator Energy, our dharmic purpose is to be balance, is to be happiness, is to be wellness. Why, Ashley? We were created. Our Creator created us, which the oneness of all things is our Creator. We are our Creator. As the oneness of all things is us, we are a mirror of all things. We are all things. Whenever all things needs another dimension or aspect to continue to grow and evolve and explore itself and become more of itself, it naturally produces it. We, every energy, every human being, the human being of planet Earth, humanity, we are a natural production, a natural fruit of the natural harmonization and balancing that is nature, that is existence, that is all things, that is God, that is infinite creation. We were created. We are the extreme polar aspects of dark and light. Polar being energies, harmonizing forces, not dueling forces, but harmonizing forces. Our dark and our light were created to be harmonizing forces. We were created to be able to access the extremes of dark and light energy, to be in balance and wellness in our dark and light energy in order to be able to be limitless possibilities in our humanism in the tangible, or God in the physical, as biblically prophesied. Today on the Kingdom Things podcast, this Kingdom Things podcast transmission, this is a Kingdom Things podcast live on Twitch. Follow at Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch for whenever I jump on live, whenever I'm guided to do a live lecture transmission. You see the title, The Rise of Baphomet. I want to speak a little bit about my process of channeling these live lectures. I don't have much pre-production in the way that whatever is going to be transmitted in the transmission, these live lectures it's a trust process. It's a trust fall where I become a void. I do my healing work. I do my shadow work, my light work. I'm constantly evolving and growing into more of my infinite nature. And I share the wisdoms from my infinite nature in the transmissions. But as far as how the transmissions will be presented, that is something that I leave in universal coordination's hands, I allow whatever is meant to be. I was guided to title this transmission, The Rise of Baphomet. And as we know in our culture, you might not know, in our culture, Baphomet has been deitized and villainized and demonized, right? And I'm aware of these energies, and whenever I experience things, I can tap into the energy and feel things. One thing about dark energy I've learned, and I'm growing, and it's so beautiful. Dark energy isn't bad. And the oneness of all things and galactic forces and energies and beings beyond space and time are like, your darkness isn't bad. Everything, the scale of oneness, dark and light are dimensions on the scale of your wholeness. Dark isn't bad, light isn't bad. It just serves as potential for growth and evolution to garner wisdom. when you're inquisitive about every dimension of yourself. So I've learned with meditating within darker energies, dark being the unknown, dark being yet to be shined light on, to understand or to be discovered, the wisdom that's hiding in the dark, right? So Baphomet has been demonized. Darkness truly isn't bad. And I've done many transmissions where we created the perception of the devil, of demons. We turned dark into devil and demons. I've done many transmissions. I'll link those below for the repost later on Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Like this video, follow if you're watching on Spotify, subscribe if you're watching on Kingdom Things Podcast, and link below. I'll have a few transmissions that I'm guided to put in the reference content on all of the channels that I've done, from very wise dimensions of myself, or you, or our ancestors, or the soul that grow and groom us out of our old human paradigms where we fought ourselves. We had an internal battle and war where we demonized ourselves, where we demonized dimensions of our wholeness. If we were created to be the extremes of dark and light, and we're saying dark is bad, dark is the devil, we're constantly running from ourselves. We're constantly fragmented. We're constantly disassociating from ourselves, right? Creating disease, death, war, famine, poverty, destitution. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy. By the year 2033, we will be in the consciousness evolutionary status, consciousness expansion, genome activation. I channel this from my soul, the oneness of all things, God, the Most High, white light creator energy, the Most High God, okay? We will be, by the year 2033, we will be in the energies of consciousness evolution to understand that we are a human culture, planet Earth, with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, as poverty, disease, death, war, famine, we're all manifestations of who we believe we are, in a state where we were demonizing ourselves, rejecting ourselves, continuously being fragmented and disassociated with ourselves because we're running from ourselves. We're only perceiving parts of ourselves, bits of ourselves, not able to really glean the full circle moments. In this creation that we call God, in order to grow and evolve spiritually, to master ourselves and become more of our limitless nature, we have to perceive our full circle moments. If we're polarizing to half of our wholeness because we say the other side is bad, or we're fighting ourselves, so we're polarizing to half of ourselves, we never perceive that full circle moment. We're just constantly being a victim to ourselves. We're constantly asking, why me? We're constantly fighting or battling because we believe something's holding us down, something is holding us back, when the truth is we're holding ourselves back by not allowing ourselves to graduate into spiritual maturation, understanding how everything in our reality is only a direct reflection. The universal principle of correspondence, hermetic principle of correspondence, law of correspondence, as below so above, everything in our reality is only a mirror of the energies that we hold within ourselves. So if we're constantly fighting ourselves, or denying parts of our reality, denying parts of ourselves, we're continuously fragmented, which didn't allow us in the past to garner spiritual maturation, or remember our infinite nature, or activate our DNA. Becoming spiritually mature, spiritually wise, which we're all 100% spiritually mature and wise on a soul level, allowing our authentic frequency to shine through by getting through those old human paradigms where we fought ourselves and we said, that's bad, I don't like that, when everything is only trying to show us who we are, so we can decide what we want to do, who we are, how we want to grow and evolve, who we want to be in our next moment. We are now being activated into our soul wisdoms. So we're becoming God, goddess in the physical, where our lights are turning on, our soul's turning on. We're all experiencing this in different ways, and it's nothing you have to try to do. It's happening for all of us because that's what we are as in our human evolution. The rise of Baphomet is the rise of universal order. The rise of Baphomet is the rise of universal balance. The rise of Baphomet is facing our karma, understanding our karmic justice, our karmic retribution is to mold us and shape us and prepare us for our infinite nature. to be in our physical bodies, in our infinite nature. Everything that we experience, everything that you experience, everything that we're going to experience as a human culture is to shape us, prepare us to be infinite potentials in our physical vessels. No disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, immortal. The human being of planet Earth graduating into the immortal being club within God's creation. I'm going to go ahead and sit back. In the oneness of all things, the multiverse, the universes, universal energies, source codes are going to channel through myself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome to close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to transcendentally channel. You're more than welcome to close your eyes. If there's any energies or messages that can help you align more to your infinite nature, that's what these energies and messages are going to do for the upliftment and balancing of all things, the all, the one. Excuse me. Thank you, Ashley, much for allowing us to transmit at such short notice. We are grateful that you are jumping at the bit to play your role in reality, jumping at the bit to be your piece of the puzzle, jumping at the bit to assist with evolving humanity in a way that allows humanity to remember who humanity is in its oneness. This is the first time you're here, humanity. But understand, just because this is the first time you're here and your understanding of time and space, understand you've been here before. Meaning there's nothing you have to do. Allow yourself to remember, allow yourself to be in your infinite nature. Thank you, Ashley. All right, I want to thank y'all so much for joining me on this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. I'm super glad to be able to present it. Thank you, the universe's oneness of all things. My ancestors told me, the oneness of all things told me, God told me, whenever you want to show gratitude, just hug yourself. Okay? Whenever you want to show gratitude, just hug yourself. Thumbs up from the universe, baby, because there's no one watching live. Okay? Thumbs up for the universes. Whenever you want to think the universe is the oneness of all things, hug yourself. All right? Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I want to thank you for dropping in on this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. The Kingdom Things podcast catalog is timeless. I channel my divine wisdoms, or the oneness of all things wisdoms, or your wisdoms, in many ways. We have these lecture styles. Sometimes I do them live on Twitch. Again, follow Kingdom Things podcast at Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch to catch when I go live. We also have the audio amalgamated style Kingdom Things podcast installments. That's where I'm living my life and my soul is like, hey, or there's a being that's channeling through me to help me grow and evolve and help me heal my spirit, do shadow work. And they're like, hey, channel this message for your podcast. I'll channel the messages and I amalgamate them. And that's the audio style. Either way, it's all channeled. That's the audio style Kingdom Things podcast. You'll see those. And then we have the Kingdom Things podcast meetups, where I transcendentally channel different beings, spaces, and places of God's creation. There's those. And now we have the Kingdom Things podcast, Let Me See Your Plate. I'm a home cook. I love intuitively cooking. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. I do Let Me See Your Plate over there. It's basically a mukbang or a satsang where I sit and talk and eat, show y'all what I'm eating, and I talk about whatever spirit puts on my heart. I'll do a Let Me See Your Plate Kingdom Things podcast collab, and that's when I'm going real deep with the universes, and we really talking about some stuff. We do a collab version. So that's what Let Me See Your Plate is. You'll see those on the YouTube catalog. They're not on available on. I'm gonna put them on Spotify. You'll see them YouTube and Spotify. Kingdom Things podcast. Let Me See Your Plate collabs. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Whatever my soul tells me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. That's what I put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Intuitively cooking. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available on YouTube. I'm also a singer-songwriter. It's one of my passions that I really enjoy, and I'm really glad that I get to use this passion for the upliftment of all things. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream on YouTube. Many genres, healing energies, and messages that are intended to help with soul activation, soul alignment to your highest truth, your most abundant, authentic frequency. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which was actually a part of my rapid spiritual awakening journey. My ancestors, the soul, the oneness of all things, was like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down, let us show you. They're like, we're going to channel these books through you to help you remember who you are. I channeled the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which is now available in the Amazon bookstore, paper, physical copies, as well as digital. It's 3 parts. The first 2 books, if you're doing paper, it comes in 1 book, but it's the same price if you get the 2 digital downloads. The 3rd book, you can get paper or digital download. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school of Manhattan Prep. She's kidnapped by Chase's dad's goons. She goes through a lot of other really cool things. I say cool only because it helps her remember, awaken to her existential, infinite nature, abundant nature, for her to be able to manifest a reality, co-create a reality, project a reality that mirrors her infinite nature. The 3rd part of the unconditional love literature parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey home to God inside. 1 soul and 2 bodies travel over many, many lifetimes. That scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. That I've never seen before. 1 soul incarnated 2 bodies over many lifetimes. Excuse me. 1 soul incarnated in 2 bodies over many lifetimes. This soul knows they're supposed to co-create a life together. Each lifetime, the paradigms of the human culture say that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which lifetime, under which circumstances? That is the unconditional love literature parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore. I also channel healing energies and messages to help us with specific human paradigms, break through these old karmic knots, human paradigms, galactic energies and beyond energies within oneness connection, energetic upliftment, which is available to stream on YouTube. That is linked below. Last but not least, I am taking bookings for powwow sessions where I channel energies and messages that your soul wants you to experience to help you break through your uplift your ancestry, help you heal your ancestors, uplift the vibrations of your ancestry, break through those karmic knots and uplift those vibrations. You can look down below in the repost on YouTube or Spotify. Kingdom Things Podcast, Healing Home Square Portal to book your powwow session. I want to thank you so much again for dropping in. Thank you for whom are watching live. Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love your way. You have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truest truths. Give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you realize more of your infinite nature. Thank you again for stopping in. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.
Tears crabs in my got a whole planet to uplift. Got the keys to the kingdom. Let everything that I create before hearts into freezes. Cause I am who I am. I'm limited to who I am.
My name is Asia, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Tom's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I make no state to decline. My Other Half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.